Hello, welcome to Geckmail. It is a show about a gecko reading mail. I have no further explanation to offer than that it is a show about a gecko reading mail. All right, I'm going to talk about myself for 2 seconds and then we're going to read mail. I am in a room in the country of Japan right now recording this podcast. Next week I'm going to go on a 50-mile walk on the Nakasendo Trail in rural Japan. I'm going to live stream it on twitch.tv/LyleForever. I don't know exactly when, but next week. That's my promo. This is my promo for it. And it's sometime next week. I will be live on twitch.tv/LyleForever. You know how like today's the Super Bowl, right? And you know how when usually when people promote events or they promote things they're doing, they're like on March 15th at 2 p.m. tune in to fuck that. All right, look, sometime next week, if you go to twitch.tv/LyleForever, I will be walking around rural Japan with my friend Sensei Martian. Actually, if you guys remember a podcast that I put out a few months ago, I think, called I Walked Across Japan, I talked to a gentleman named Sensei Martian, and we talked about him walking all across Japan, and I am now meeting up with that gentleman, and we are going to go on a little walk across Japan at some point next week. We will be live streaming it on twitch.tv/LyleForever. So I don't know when this episode's going to come out, but I think it will come out on a Wednesday. And so on like Monday or Tuesday, just go to twitch.tv/LyleForever, follow me on there, and I'll be walking. I'm not going to do it in the gecko suit. I thought about doing it in the gecko suit, and then I decided that I thought about it, and then I decided I didn't want to because I don't feel like it. All right, let's read some emails, shall we? Let's read some emails, and then we'll talk about them. Okay, this is from Natasha. Subject line, walks and SpongeBob really do improve your day. Hello, Geck. My name is Tosh, and I am an artist and yoga teacher in Copenhagen. Wow. What a thing to be. What a thing and a place to be in. What a thing to be and a place to be in. I have a nice little story to share with you about your last podcast. I was feeling a bit low about myself, which is a hard cycle to have when you're a yoga teacher because you want to give the best energy you've got. But I've been sick for weeks, and today my emotions really got to me. I've struggled with anxiety my whole life, and yoga has always been a core value of mine to help me feel centered again. Teaching has been one of the greatest joys in my life so far. In these moments where I feel a bit anxious, I try to remind myself that I'm human and these are just human emotions. I try to do something simple like go on a walk and the sun started to shine, which means a lot in Scandinavia in winter. I really enjoy listening to your podcast because there's a nice blend of humor, humility, and insight. Your last podcast resonated well with me on different topics. Okay. A funny little part of my walk happened when you were talking about SpongeBob with a collar. I remember that. I laughed, and about 30 seconds later, I looked up and saw this mural around my neighborhood. Okay, and it's a picture of SpongeBob. Thanks for reading and creating an email format. Have a great rest of your day. Tosh. This person is so nice. This is a really nice, wholesome person. Yes, this is a nice person. This is a nice person who wrote me this email. I don't know if I have anything else to say about this email, except that the person who wrote it seems like they are nice. Yes, this is a nice person who wrote this email. This is a nice picture of SpongeBob. And, yes, this is very nice. This is from Ollie. Subject line, death anxiety. All right, here we go. Dear Geck, I've been having really bad death anxiety lately. Tell me about it. All right. The thought of not existing for eternity after my death freaks me out like crazy. I used to not think about it much. However, now it is all I think about. I have been thinking about multiple theories of what else could possibly happen after death. I am not a religious person and am agnostic. I have a theory that we spawn into the next phase of existence and move on with a whole new life. I don't see this as an afterlife, just as the next phase. Do you ever feel afraid of the thought that there is a more than likely chance that we cease to exist for eternity after death? Yeah, that scares me. But it's kind of nice because it's everyone, right? Like, you could have lived the most beautiful life ever, and you can, achieve the heights of your industry and your career, and you can raise 10 beautiful children with your beautiful wife or husband. You can travel to every country on the earth, and you can be respected and admired and loved by all. Or you can play a lot of video games and kill people and be horrible. And I don't know why I combined playing video games and killing people. About this whole episode. This is going to be a sloppy episode, just so everyone knows. But I trust the people listening to this, and that we're all along for the same ride. So just buckle up. We're going to do this. Okay, so video game killing guy and Nelson Mandela good person. We all die. Everyone dies. And so it's an equalizer. And so what it means is that nothing you do matters. But that's not true. Too. I told you, this could be a sloppy episode. Yeah, but you're not alone. I want you to know something, Ollie, is that the alternative is way worse. The alternative for you is the loneliest thing I could possibly imagine. Because, Ollie, think about this. Yes, you're going to die, and you're going to cease for all of eternity, but it's so beautiful. You're part of a whole community of not just human beings, but plants and hamsters and everything. We all die. Imagine the alternative, Ollie. Imagine if just you lived forever. That would be awful. That would be the loneliest fucking thing that I could possibly imagine. That's the worst fate of all time. So if you had to pick between that and what you've got right now, which is this beautiful thing, which is that you're participating in the most communal experience you could possibly have as a living creature, you would absolutely want that over, living forever. I think death would suck more if, what would suck is if everything that was ever born inherently lived forever. But what if just you died? That would suck, right? If you were endowed with this gift of, if the general experience of all life forms were that you live forever until otherwise noted, but just you, Ollie, just you died, that would suck. That would be something to be afraid of. But that's not the case. That's not what's happening to you. What's happening to you is that you are joining the rest of not only humanity, but also every bug and every dog and every octopus, and you're going to never be anything. And that's good. Never being anything is way better than being too much forever. So I hope you take solace in that. All right, this is from Tom. Subject line, this sucks. I'm interested in this email. Hi, Lyle. I'm a big fan of what you're doing. Thank you, Tom. God bless you, Tom. About a year ago, I became vegan after watching a documentary about animal agriculture. I was a little high on LSD when I watched it, and I realized for the first time that every animal, just like us, experiences the world. They don't have the same shape or intelligence as us, but they do feel and they can suffer. People kill 1.2 trillion animals per year. Is that true? It sounds more. 1.2 trillion. Do we really kill 1.2 trillion animals per year? You know what? Let's roll with that. I'm not going to fact check it because this is a podcast, and so we don't have to fact check anything here. This spiraled me into a depression. Thinking about it every day. I wanted to stop, but there was nothing I could do but focus on my contribution. This was the hardest mental challenge I ever had to overcome. I still get sad when I think about it, but it's nowhere as bad as it was. Anyway, much love from Czechia. Okay, so this guy's upset that 1.2 trillion animals per year die, or not. They don't die; they're killed by people who love eating delicious animals. You know what sucks? It sucks more than animal. I think it would suck more if animals weren't so delicious. Because then it would be more black and white. If people were just killing animals for no reason, then maybe this is going to be such a whatever. I'm putting this on the internet. If animals weren't so delicious, I think it would be easier to be upset that we're killing so many of them. You know what I mean? Because like if there was just some guy out there who was like killing chickens for no reason. He just wanted to. He just thought it was fun. That'd be fucked up. But there's lots of guys out there killing a lot of chickens because chickens are so delicious, and so it's not as black and white as the situation would have you think. I do find it. I've gone on this rant so many times to people in my personal life, and I'm sure I've gone on it on the podcast, but I always found it quite interesting, the very arbitrary lines that we draw between what animals are okay to kill in mass versus not. Like if you kill and eat a dog, you're an awful, crazy person. In modern society, killing and eating a dog is frowned upon. But you can kill and eat infinite chickens, and no one cares. And here's the thing that's weird about that is there's no real, honest to God reason why. Because Tom in this email is correct. Every animal, just like us, can suffer. All those chickens suffered immeasurable pain when we killed and ate them. Does that mean we should stop? Probably. But I'm still gonna eat chickens because they're good, and I don't have to kill them. I think if I had to if every time I wanted to eat chicken, I had to look at I had to look at a chicken and I had to stab it with a knife, and I had to kill it, I don't think I would eat chicken anymore. But there's people who do that, I think they like it. They probably like it. They love killing chickens. And so we have a beneficial relationship with the people who love killing chickens, because as in, people like me, people who like eating chicken but don't like killing them, we have a beneficial relationship because I like to eat chicken but I don't want to kill it. So I rely on someone out there who loves to kill the chickens, so that I don't have to do it, but I can still eat them. And you know what, Tom? You're right. This is probably fucked up. But yeah. Like, why is my life so much more important than a chicken's life? I don't have a good answer to that question. It makes me depressed too. I don't have a good answer to that question. The truth is, the answer is that it's not. My life and your life and the life of everyone listening to this podcast is not inherently, for some fucking reason, that much more important than the life of a chicken. It's a little I think it's a little narcissistic to think that you're that much more important than a chicken. But we do. I think that's our brains are hardwired to believe that we as human beings are superior to chickens. But, yeah, like human life is inherently valued. We've kind of decided societally. What am I doing right now? This is, you know what? I'm going to keep going. If you're listening to this in your car right now, or while you're folding laundry and you're still with me, I really love you. I appreciate you for giving me your time to go on this aimless rant that doesn't make, and I'm going to keep going. Well, I don't even know what I was talking about anymore, but I'm going to try to see if I can keep going. I'm going to make this a 3-hour podcast about chickens. No, I'm not. I don't want to do that. Okay, but anyway, the whole point. The point is that chicken lives don't matter, but also neither do humans. And so we should all kill and eat each other. Let's read another question. Let's read another email. All right, this is from Aiden. Okay, this is from Aiden. Subject line is girlfriend. Aiden says, I really want a girlfriend, but I don't know how to talk to women. I also happen to have autism, so I tend to miss out on social cues. Is there any way I can get a girlfriend? Sent from my iPhone. Aren't there also women out there who also similarly tend to miss out on social cues? Is there a way for you to find them? I think there's a whole TV show about this, like Love on the Spectrum. Couldn't you theoretically find somebody who also is not great at social cues and you guys can be happy together and you know, I don't know, Aiden. I feel like you only gave me 3 sentences to work with, but I think even with these 3 sentences, I think you can find a girlfriend. Yeah, I think you can find a girlfriend. I don't know anything about your life, but brush your teeth, be employed, try your best to not be, to not say anything like completely, utterly insane. And you can probably, missing out on a few social cues is not going to be the worst thing in the world. I don't know, you've only given me 3 sentences to work with, but I'm going to assume you're not like an evil, insane person. And so as long as you're not, I mean, honestly, even if you were an evil, insane person, you could probably also, even if this email said, I really want a girlfriend, but I'm an evil, insane person, is there any way to get a girlfriend? I would still say yes. Because you could just find another evil, insane person to date. And whatever kind of person you are, there's an opposite gender version of you, or same gender, whatever, you're looking for. So, yeah, I think you'll be okay, Aiden. I think you can find a girlfriend. Yeah, I believe in you, Aiden. Okay, this is from Wesley Anderson. Subject line, therapy Gecko made me dress up in blackface. All right, what I don't read these emails before I read them live on the show. I probably should. I used to screen the phone calls. I don't really do that anymore. This whole thing, if you're listening to this right now in your car and you're still here with me, God bless you. I really love you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for letting me continue to remain in your brain and your ear. Let's see what this email says. Hey, Geck. Long story short, I dressed up as Therapy Gecko for Halloween, but the face paint I used was too dark, and I couldn't make the color lighter, and so it looked like blackface. But I didn't make you do that. By the way, okay, and he sent the picture. It looks fine. It doesn't look like that. It doesn't look like that. Let's keep going. You know what I realized? I'm feeling a little bit more powerful because I realized that I can stop reading an email halfway through. If I'm like a couple sentences into an email and I don't want to read the whole thing, I can just keep going. You ever realize there's no rules? Isn't that crazy? I don't know why. I've been doing this podcast for 4 years, and I have this rigid way that I feel like I have to do it. And now I'm like, why don't I just I can do whatever I can. I'll be okay. All right. This is from Carson. Subject line: Life sucks. Carson says, why does life suck? It feels like I'm stuck in the same loop over and over again. I go out places and try to socialize. I just feel like an outcast anywhere I go. I just IDK. What's the point of socializing and what's the point of life anymore, Geck? Shit seems pointless anymore when you're already down and you keep getting screwed. I just isolate. It sucks. I just want to figure shit out, but I don't even know where to start. Fuck. All right. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about this, Carson. Let's talk about this. You feel like an outcast anywhere you go. I could go on a rant about this. I have like advice, I guess. Because I'm with you too. Like, you go like, because you kind of inherently are, and like no matter whoever you are or whoever you think. I'm not talking to you specifically. I'm just talking to people. Whoever you are or whoever you think you are, whatever you think you are. Like, if you have this image in your brain of, like, why would anyone want to talk to me? I kind of suck, and I'm not that interesting, and all these things. And you kind of walk around like that, it becomes like a bit of a self-fulfilling prophecy. But you are inherently an outcast wherever you go. Like, if you go to a bar and you try to start talking to people, and you, like, talk to a group of friends, you are an outcast, inherently. And so what's the antidote to that? The antidote, at least to me, I'm just speaking from my own life experience, because that's all I have, is you got to kind of find a way to create your own cast to be in. We've never lived in a world where it was easier to do that. Tools are available, Carson. Now I'm speaking to Carson. For you to create your own thing. You gotta like some. And I don't know what you like. I only know what you hate. I only know that you're depressed. But, I don't know, dude. Maybe you fucking like Legos. And maybe you just start the Lego Discord. You don't even have to go outside to do this now. Because I was gonna say, you could go to the local community center and start the Lego club. And then have a bunch of Lego friends. But you don't even have to leave your fucking computer to do it now. You don't even have to leave your computer to go make friends. So why don't you... I don't know what you were into, Carson, but I'm going to assume you were into Legos. Because I'm just... the only way for me to, I think, talk about this is to assume things about you. So I'm going to assume you love Legos, and I'm going to suggest that you start the Lego Lovers Discord. And you go on the Lego subreddit, and you're like, hey, everyone, I started a Discord channel for people who love Legos. And some other guy who hates his life is going to be like, hey, I hate my life and I love Legos. And then all of a sudden, you're going to be in the DMs with some fucking guy who hates his life and loves Legos. And then you're going to be like, hey, you know what? I'm not alone in hating my life and loving Legos. There's other people out here who hate life and love Legos. And all I had to do was start the Lego Lovers Discord. And now here I am. And I have a friend to enjoy the suckage of life with, because that's if you can find other people to commiserate with, that's the only hope when you have. I think when the world is ending around you. What am I talking about? Go start a Lego Discord, Carson. That's I guess what I'm trying to say. I believe in you. I really do. While I'm in this headspace, I really feel like I can't. One of my downfalls, I think, as a person is that I am optimistic for all people. I try to be. Because I can't, because I so deeply want to be optimistic for my own personal life prosperity and my own personal Like, I want to be optimistic for myself. I want to believe that my life will continue to be good, and that all of my because I have problems as a human being, as all human beings do. And in order for me to believe that my life problems are gonna improve, I have to believe the same thing for literally every single other human being on the planet Earth, which I'm beginning to realize is unrealistic, right? Because if I can't be optimistic for Carson, how am I gonna be optimistic for myself? I think that's a bit of a faulty way of thinking, though, because you can't just assume, you can't be optimistic for you can't truly believe that everything is going to work out for every single person on the planet Earth. It's just not realistic. But you can still do it. Yeah, fuck it, you can still do it, even if it's not realistic. I'm optimistic for Carson. Let's keep going. All right, this is from Jonas. The subject line is, met a beautiful girl. All right, Jonas says, hey, Geck, anonymous mailer here. Anonymous mailer here. Anonymous mailman here. I have a matter I'd like your opinion on. I don't think I'm necessarily looking for advice, but just a different perspective. I go to art school, and last fall, I caught the most beautiful girl I've ever seen staring straight at me on the first day of class. Ooh la la. I've only really felt this way with one person ever, so I had to go say what's up. We slowly got to know each other and even started studying together at a coffee shop once a week. Oh, that's cute. Then Halloween came around, and I asked her what her plans were, because I obviously wanted to get drunk with this person on Halloween. Okay. We go to school in Savannah, Georgia, which is an extra spooky southern town. Okay. It was then revealed to me that she had a boyfriend, frowny face. This fucked me up bad for a few weeks on top of other life things. Honestly, still kind of fucked up about it. Okay, he wrote a bunch of other things, but then he wrote, am I cooked, Geck? Yeah, a little bit. If you, are you cooked? Hold on, that was I'm saying the first thing that comes into my brain instead, which is not always accurate. You're not cooked, Jonas. What are you doing, Jonas? Yeah, this person has a boyfriend. Go meet another lady. You're in college. You're in college. You're surrounded by tons of other people. Go talk to some of them. That's it. There's nothing. I don't have any. I could sit here and try to force myself to say more words about this email, but this email doesn't need more words than that. Just go talk to someone, man. Go talk to some other people. That's all I got. Okay, this is from Philip. Subject line, Twitch stream copyright. Philip says, hey Lyle, I hope you're doing well. I listen to your podcasts a lot while I game. I also stream on Twitch, and I was wondering if I could play your podcasts on my stream while I'm live on Twitch. Sure, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. You can do that. Go ahead. That's legally, by the way, that's legally binding. That's legal permission. All right. Oh, this is a long email, but I'm going to try. Okay. Oh, okay. All right. This is, okay. Does anyone remember last time I did this, I called a guy and who was like obsessed with his ex and plotting to destroy his ex's new boyfriend. Do you guys remember that guy? Yeah, okay. Well, if you don't remember, I called someone on the phone who was plotting to destroy their ex's boyfriend. And I was a little concerned for him. And now he's back, and he has an update. So let's read. This is a huge paragraph. I'm gonna read every other sentence of this paragraph. Okay. This is from Oscar. Subject line, I'm over my ex now, and I can't talk to boring people. Lyle, hello, it's Oscar. I remember you, Oscar. I wanted to give you the news that I'm over my ex, and I deleted all the notes of my plan to destroy her new relationship. That's good. I'm feeling more confident. That's good. Okay, I'm going to skim this email. I am feeling numb sometimes, but trying to get everything out of my feelings and enjoying each moment more than ever. That's good. This is okay. It's just good. I feel good about this. Okay. All right, fuck. Okay, I don't think I can skim read this. I am somewhat feeling numb sometimes still, but trying to get everything out of my feelings and enjoying each moment more than ever and not being embarrassed of being me. Okay. This is kind of a whole run-on sentence. I can't really read this, but, I hope, yeah, okay, this is good. I'm sorry, I'm realizing now that the people listening to me read these emails don't have the same amount of information that I do, because I'm looking at the email and I'm kind of filtering the information that I'm giving to the people listening to this, because I have more. Does that make sense? It was a good email. Let's move on. Okay, this is from Elena. Okay. This is from Elena. Subject line, the world is so full of hate. Why? Elena says, what's good, Lyle? My name is Elena. I'm 26, and I'm tired of existing in a world where so many people are ignorant to the way I live my life. While, yes, some of the ways I present myself to the world may be considered unconventional, it doesn't hurt anyone, and it contributes to my overall happiness. Why can't people just see me as a person who wants to live a healthy, happy life? Well, Elena, listen. That's all the email says. Well, look, Elena, I mean, you have, you can't control the way that other people see you. You just can't. You really can't. You can't make any, instead, I think, truthfully, if I were you, and I don't want to be I don't want to be a hippie guy, but I'm going to do it for just this moment. This is a little moment of this podcast I'm going to carve out to be a little hippie douchebag, and I'm going to tell you, Elena, that why don't you stop focusing or giving a fuck about the people who don't like the way you live your life. You have the option to just ignore them and focus completely on people who are accepting of your way of life. You have that option. And if you want to be a pessimist and say that you don't and you have to and whatever, you can, but you have the option to mitigate it. At some point, there is the option exists to mitigate the amount of attention. I don't know, maybe you are at a job that you have to work and there's people around that are annoying, that you don't want to have to deal with. But you have the option to mitigate in your own brain the amount of resource and attention and energy that you give to those people. And I'm just letting you know that you can mitigate that if you want to. Okay. What have you learned about... Okay, this is from Aiden. Subject line, what have you learned about humans? Over time on your show, what is the most interesting thing you've learned about humans? They smell bad. All right, this is from Melanie. Subject line, being in love with a fictional character helped me better myself as a person. Hey, Geck, as the subject line suggests, I've been in love with a fictional guy for over a year now, and it shows no signs of stopping. I'll try not to go into his character too much, but essentially, the guy I like is extremely nihilistic, and due to the fact that he worked academically hard like society expected of him, but got screwed over and ended up in a place and job he hates. Because of that, he blames society for all his problems, yet doesn't take any action to better his life or make any deep connections. Basically, he's a total loser. But he ended up being extremely relatable to me when I first played the game he was in. His character showed me that if I didn't try to get out there and actually do things, I'll end up as a person I wouldn't want to be, and would likely blame outside circumstances for it. In essence, I didn't want to end up like him. Since then, my life has genuinely changed for the better. I'm more open about my interests, which led me to finding my best friend, reconnecting with old friends, and I even got a girlfriend. This character motivates me to get up and do the boring life shit, and I'm generally a more positive person now. I get so much joy out of seeing fan art of this character and drawing him, and those things help me get through life. There are times where I still feel like my life is miserable, but thinking about this character makes me recognize that I don't have to drown in sorrow, and I can make do with what I have. If anyone is wondering who the character is, it's Toru Adachi from Persona 4. I always find it extremely ironic that the fictional guy I love so much is objectively a bad person, but he's not real, so it doesn't matter. Melanie. Interesting. You know, I'm gonna say, look, I think having a character from a video game inspire you to be a better person, good. Dear God, good. This is why they make stuff. This is why fiction exists. I mean, I have that, right? Like I think Woody, like I've talked about this story on the show a lot. Like I'm deeply inspired by Woody from Toy Story. I'm gonna go on this rant because I've gone on it before. I'm gonna go on it again. I'm deeply inspired by Woody from Toy Story because in Toy Story 3, Lotso Huggenbear. I don't know if you guys know the plot of Toy Story 3, but basically in Toy Story 3, the toys are banished to the Sunshine Daycare facility, and it's ran by Lotso Huggenbear. And I don't remember the movie at all, but basically in it, Lotso Huggenbear, he fucks over the toys, and he basically arranges for them to be thrown in the trash. But somehow Lotso Huggenbear himself also gets thrown in the trash, right? And so Lotso Huggenbear and Woody and Buzz Lightyear and all the other toys, they're all in the trash system. I think I've told this story at least 4 times. I think I do at least one podcast episode a year where I recap my favorite scene of Toy Story 3. So we're getting this one out of the way early. And so they're all in the trash room, and they're about to be like incinerated. And Woody is like, "Oh, okay, if we grab a metal object, we will magnetically float above the incinerator, and we will escape death." And so Woody grabs a spoon, Buzz grabs a little metal ball, and everyone escapes from the incinerator. But then Woody looks down and he sees that Lotso Huggenbear, who is the reason they are in this mess in the first place, is trapped underneath a big can or something, right? Whatever. And so what does Woody do? Does Woody look at Lotso Huggenbear and he goes, "Yeah, serves you right, you motherfucker. You die." Does Woody watch with glee as Lotso Huggenbear burns to death as retribution for what he has done to Woody and his friends? No, that's not what Woody does. You know what Woody does? Woody climbs back down to the incinerator, and he lifts the can of chocolate, whatever the fuck it was. He lifts it off of Lotso Huggenbear. And they both grab a spoon together, and he saves Lotso Huggenbear, even though Lotso Huggenbear is the reason they're fucking down there in the first place. And I always thought that was admirable of Woody. Later, Lotso Huggenbear betrays Woody again, even after that, which is fucked up. Woody probably should have let Lotso Huggenbear die. But the point is that, whatever you can get in life to make you not feel like a piece of shit, you take it. If it's, if it's drugs and alcohol, just take it. It's good. Those things are good for you. No. If it's a character from a video game, just take it. Whatever you can get to make yourself feel not miserable and insane in what is, by default, a slightly insane experience, the experience of being alive. if Toro Adachi makes you feel like a better person, then run with it to the fucking bank, dude. That's what I think. Someone in the chat said, how is this going to relate to this girl masturbating to Toru? I don't think she talked about masturbating. All right. I'm not going to reread the email to see if she did, though. This is from Kelsey. The subject line is Office Baby. Hey, Geck, you can call me Rose. All right, well, I already called you the other name. I wanted to call in and tell you how grateful I am for your podcast. Thank you, Kelsey. It has been, or I guess Rose. Thank you, Rose. It has been motivating to hear about people living their best life while working atypical jobs like running an ice cream truck or handing out free Monster beverages. I also loved those 2 episodes. I loved those 2 callers. They were sick. It gives me hope that there are endless ways to live a happy life. Fucking gives me hope, too. That being said, I'm struggling post-graduation to find a career that sustains and satisfies me. I've been working real hard to pursue a job in furniture design, and I am almost there. My trial run at a furniture design firm is nearly complete, but I'm worried about what to do next if they don't accept me, or even worse, if I get the job but don't end up happy. I have 2 questions for you. Okay. Number 1, I am the youngest person at this 4-person firm by decades, and I could easily be my coworker's child at the age of 22. How can I connect better with the older generation? Why would I know that? 2, if I don't get the job, I will be devastated. However, I hope it will also give me the final push I need to move out of my home state of Michigan. As a person who has traveled all around the U.S., where would you recommend an outdoorsy, artistic, snow-loving person like me to live? I'll answer question number 2. I've never been here, but I've heard that Asheville, North Carolina is pretty cool. Asheville, North Carolina, I've heard is pretty cool. Portland, Maine. Fucking Baltimore, Maryland. But, yeah, go. You sound like a hippie-ish, artsy granola lady. You might, I've heard that Asheville, North Carolina is like, that's where all those kinds of people migrate, is from what I've heard. So, if you want to take a, if you want to take a recommendation of where to move your entire life from a podcast from a guy you've never met who's never been to the place he's telling you to go, then you should go to Asheville, North Carolina. How do you connect better with the older generation? Talk to them about Sudoku. All right, this is from Terry. The subject line is Chub Rub. Hey, Geck, I was listening to your episode on the guy with drones where you talked about not having a car and walking around in New York City. You then went on to rant about your, quote, big, fat, thick, doughy, piggy thighs that chafe when you walk. This hurt to hear that you think about yourself like this, but I get your pain. This is not how I think about myself. This is the reality of my body. It is okay. It's fine. It's the reality of my body is that my thighs are. It's not a self-image thing. This is reality. My thighs are doughy and they chafe when I walk. It is a problem it is a thing I don't like about my body. That I am happily, actively working on fixing. Oh crap, I fucked up the microphone. It is a thing about my body that I have accepted as reality and I'm actively working towards fixing. Anyway. As a lady from the plus size community, also with thick thighs, what you're experiencing is called chub rub. We all get them, especially during summer. But there are solutions. Most of us wear little shorts. You can also put deodorant on your thighs or Vaseline on your... I'm just going to try to lose the weight. That's by the way, just so everyone knows, I'm not... I have no interest in ever telling anyone else what to do with their lives. But for me, I think I'm just going to lose the weight. That's what I want to do. So that's my plan. We'll see how it... Well, I'll let you know in a year if it actually worked. And thank you, by the way, Terry, just so you know, I just want you to... I really appreciate... You are clearly a very sweet, kind person who is attempting to be helpful to me right now, and I'm being a jerk and dismissing your help. But I want you to know I recognize the thought behind this email, and it's very sweet and very kind. So I appreciate you, Terry. And what this email says something else. Love your podcast. Hope you do a live show in Switzerland sometime. Do you live in Switzerland? That sounds pretty cool. Thank you, Terry. You're sweet. You're a sweet person. God bless you. All right. Okay, this is from Brody. Subject line, should I keep doing drugs? People, this has become a recent... very recently, people have been... Because I talk a lot about smoking weed almost every day. And people recently have been calling me and they've been like, hey man, I also smoke weed every day. Do you think I should stop? And my answer to that question is the same. My answer to the question of whether or not, if you're going to call the show and you're going to ask me if you think you should stop smoking weed every day, my answer to you will be the same as the answer I give myself when I ask myself, should I stop smoking weed every day? And the answer is probably. Hello, Gecko. I've been trying to think of something to write about, but it feels like my brain is turning to mush as I think about what to write. Anyways, I met someone that has completely changed my life. I used to smoke weed every day and sometimes do shrooms, but ever since I met this person, they have been telling me to stop smoking and quit drugs in all. It's been 2 months since I last smoked, and it feels like my life is worse. See, there we go. This is why I try not to tell people what to do with their lives. Because maybe this particular person is reporting that smoking weed every day made their life better. I don't know if it did, actually. I'm not a doctor. I'm a crazy person. I think I was happier when I did drugs. Well, yeah, of course. Even though it felt like I was going crazy from time to time. It kind of felt like my life had more purpose, which I know sounds dumb, but that is the way I feel. What do you think I should do? Should I keep smoking like a boss? Should I keep smoking like a boss, or just give up on it for the sake of my mental health? Oh, man. Oh, God. This is too much This is too much responsibility to read these emails. Let's see. Should this person stop smoking weed? The answer is probably. Every single time. I ask the answer to myself, the answer to you, the answer to anyone else who's wondering if they should stop smoking weed. The answer is probably? Probably, yeah, probably. I don't know. The answer is I don't know, but yeah, probably. I don't know. Do you think... Yeah, probably. You should probably stop doing drugs. Okay, this is from Matthew. Subject line, I want to do a backflip. Hey, Geck, you can call me Maddie. What's up, Maddie? I decided a few days ago I want to do a backflip off a ski jump. But then a couple days after that, it turns out I'm not going skiing this year like I thought. Damn. I decided this after seeing a bunch of skiing stuff on Instagram, including a few cool crashes. Dude, what? Hold on, what? You saw a bunch of people... You saw a bunch of ski crashes, and then you were like, I want to also get horrifically injured? Why? I realized then that having a bad skiing accident would be the coolest fucking thing, and I wouldn't be mad at myself if my life went to shit because it looks cool. Okay, look, people know. I think the people who listen to this podcast know. Hopefully they assume about me. It's really important to me. I think that the universe, I mean this so much. The internet is filled with, like, podcasts and YouTube videos of people, being like, hey, this person's a fucking idiot, and, like, fuck you, and whatever. And I try to be non-judgment. I try to be non-judgmental, and I try to be open-minded. But Maddie, you're one of the biggest fucking idiots I've ever encountered in my entire life. You're a complete idiot, and no. I think are you trolling? What do you mean you want to have a bad skiing accident because it would be cool? Matthew, I'm telling you this because I value your life as a human being, that I think you are one of the dumbest people I have ever encountered in my entire life. Okay, hold on. Okay, you said I would. Okay, I'm gonna reread this. Having a bad skiing accident would be the coolest fucking thing, and I wouldn't be mad at myself if my life went to shit because of it, because it looks cool. By comparison, you could break your pelvis from falling down the stairs, or break your pelvis by falling 50 feet out of the air on a jump. This is why I want to do a backflip, because I like risky shit. Thanks, Lyle. Have a great day. Yes, I think you're an idiot, but here's the thing, Maddie, is I think you're an idiot, but I also I think in like a libertarian sense, I don't know yet. All of my life beliefs are works in progress, and that's why I hate recording them and putting them on the internet forever. But I think in this very moment on February 10th, 2025, as I'm recording this email, I almost feel like I support your right to be a fucking complete idiot and do a backflip and destroy essentially you want to kill yourself by doing a backflip off of a ski jump. But not in like a I'm depressed and I want to kill myself kind of way, but more in like a I think it would be cool. I think it would look cool to kill myself. I don't think you should do it. I really don't. If you ask me my opinion right now, I don't think you should do it. I really don't, Matthew. But I think you're beyond my reasoning. I hope you don't. That's the best I can do for this email, Matthew, is I hope you don't attempt to kill yourself by doing a backflip on a ski thing. All right, let's keep going here. Chat, am I insane? I feel like I've been being a crazy person for this entire podcast. I need you all to tell me if I'm acting like a crazy person. All right. Let's keep going. All right. This is from John. All right. This person is annoying, and we're not going to bleep out his name. We're going to put in his real name. This person's okay. All right, you know what? I'm going to dox this person. I'm going to dox this person. This person's real name is Johnny, but they said, please don't use my real name. Call me John. I'm going to call you Johnny. I'm going to dox you. You're getting doxed. This person's name is Johnny, and they're like, please don't use my real name. Call me John. All right, you're getting doxed, Johnny. All right. Hello, Mr. Gecko Man. Please don't use my real name. Call me John. My name is John, and I am from the UK. My partner and I are big fans of your stream. Recently saw you in London at the Clapham Gram, and the show was fucking awesome. Thank you. That was one of my favorite live shows that I have done. That show was fun. I am a big fan of your viewer mail streams and really wanted to write in to ask the wise green man for some advice. So here goes. I feel like I work lots at my job and never make time for what I actually like doing. I used to play music all the time, playing in bands and recording my own tunes. It was always something that put me in the flow state. I left the band about 3 years ago now to do my own thing. The band was a bit of an ego fest and I didn't like the vibes. And I always wanted to front my own band, so I left and had a bit of a wobble at the same time. Having some therapy, but not getting much out of it. I haven't done much at all since. Anyway, fast forward to 2025, and the older I have got, the more I've realized I need to just do what makes me happy, which is playing my guitar and writing songs about whatever comes to mind at the time. Geck, the question is, how do I make more time for this? Okay, this email... okay, here's the thing, Johnny. Look, John... Okay, Johnny, listen. You had the time to write this email, right? Like, here's what you do. I mean, just like, I'm such a hypocrite. I'm gonna go into major hypocrite mode. I'm truly only beginning to realize after a decade plus of being addicted to the fucking internet how much time I'm giving to it, right? Because, John, I'm going to assume you had at least enough time to write this email. You have time to make music. Just never go on Reddit, never go on Twitter, never look at Instagram, never look at Facebook. Get off your phone. You have, sleep fucking 8 hours a day. You have time. I assure you that you have time. Do you have kids? Like, you have a job? And then what? Like, I just cut out the bullshit, I don't know. It's just such a hypocrite thing to say because I love bullshit so much. I love doing bullshit. I love looking at Reddit. I hate. Somebody in the chat said, ignore your kids and skip work. Well, you could do that too. Yeah, I don't know, man. I just feel like the fact you had time to write this email means you have time to make some music. Just make the time. I don't know, man. Thank you, John. John, you're a nice person, John. I can tell you're a sweet man. But just get off of the internet. Just block all of the... if you have time to write this email, you have time to make music. All right. All right. This is from Finn. Subject line, I want to do cool stuff. Dearest Gecko, you can read my name if you want to. I don't really mind. IDK, if you remember me, but I'm the guy you met at your doublet show who gave you the dairy milk chocolate bar. Oh, shit. Yeah, that was really good. I don't really have any stories to tell you or nothing, but I want to say the advice you gave on one of your Geckmail episodes changed my perspective on a lot of things. Oh shit, what was it? I think it was about some guy who wanted to live in the wild for a TV show, and you said to just do things for yourself and don't ask others for permission to live your dreams. I remember that. Your advice put the wind in my sails to go and do things for myself rather for other people. I'm really enjoying the process of making music and drawing, and I'm excited for the future. See, this might be more like Finn, dude. Be more like Finn. Finn's making music, he's drawing, he's living life. He's just doing it. Finn, and they're both, and you guys are both in the UK. Finn and John. Oh, I wish maybe Finn and John should start a band together. That could be cool. Thank you, Finn. Finn's a good guy. I appreciate my UK homies out here. Alright, this is from Evan. Subject line, Lufa. What up, Lyle? Love your vids, but could never get on the show to tell you this. I'm gonna scold you now, so apologies. I have a random memory from an episode where a girl said her roommate threw her loofah on the floor, and you were like, oh, I've never heard of that. I just use my hands to put soap on my body. And here's what I have to say about that. You gotta lather, bro. It's most efficient to use a loofah or sponge to lather up the soap until it gets all sudsy first. You could possibly be saving thousands of dollars on soap. Okay, I'm not... Dude, Evan, I'm not going to be saving thousands of... I do not spend thousands of dollars on soap a day. I mean, not a day, a year. I spend less than $100 on soap a year, for sure. Anyway, I'm just messing with you, man. People talk about you saying you don't brush your teeth before bed sometimes, but I do that too, so I empathize with you in many ways. Have a good one, Gexter. I brush my teeth before bed at least 65% of the time. Pretty good ratio. People, I think brushing your teeth, by the way, is rather new phenomenon in human history. I think, hold on. I'm going to Google this. When did people start brushing their teeth? Dude, if you fucking go on Google and you just type in, when did people start? It will autofill, when did people start brushing their teeth? People began cleaning their teeth with twigs as early as 5000 BC. All right, fuck. All right, I can't use this as an excuse anymore. All right, let's keep going. All right, let's answer a couple more. Let's answer a couple more of these. All right, this is from Julia. Subject line, Geck, I am so fucked. Hi, Lyle. Thank you for a great show in Toronto last year. It was so fun. You're the best. Kick ass. Thank you, Julia. Those were fun shows. Anyway, I have kind of fucked up my life. Not in a way that can't be fixed. I haven't killed anyone or had a child or something to that degree, but I'm stuck in an industry I hate with no way out and barely any money. Struggling to find a path toward my dream career because I have no experience. I have no social life, and I've never had a relationship in my late 20s. I am at square one. I feel like I have nothing at a time when other people my age have families and fulfilling careers. What would you do if you were me? It kind of feels like I can do anything since I'm starting with nothing, but I don't know where to begin. So maybe someone else's perspective will help. You know, Julia, it's here. Look, it's hard for me to really answer this question because I don't. You said you're struggling to find a path towards your dream career, but I don't know what your dream career is. But like, I mean, you you know what? Sure, I'll go on a conventional I'll go on a conventional motivational rant and say that late 20s is pretty young. I am also late 20s, and I feel pretty young. I feel pretty not fucked. And I feel like you are also pretty not fucked. You didn't kill anyone or anything like that. So why are you... I just don't know why you're fucked. I think... Oh, God, I hate saying... Just everyone listening to this podcast, just please know I hate saying this. And I want to die when it escapes my mouth. Because I don't want to be a guru. And I just know that life is hard and fucks you in the ass repeatedly. I just know. So it feels disgusting to say this, but this little thing in my gut just believes it for myself, and so I believe it for Julia right now. And I just fuck a little bit and yell at me about the economy, yell at me about it, but I believe a little bit. Sue me. That perspective is very important, and that if you think you're fucked, you are fucked, right? So the first step is believing that you are not fucked and that you are optimistic. It is the one indicator. It is the one, because there are people who, because think about it, Julia, think about it. There's somebody out there who did have a child and did kill someone. Maybe there's people out there who had a child and then they killed 12 people and they're in their brain like, I'm going to be fine, you know? So, it's more, I think, I really genuinely do in my soul believe that a lot of this shit is about your perspective. And if you think you're fucked, then you're fucked. And if you think you're not fucked, then you've got a chance. So, what would I do if I were you? I would stop thinking that I'm fucked. And I would start thinking that you have time to do things with your life. You're probably going to live another 50 years, you know? If you had terminal cancer and you were 83, then yeah, you're probably done. But you're not. So why are you fucked? All right. Let's see. All right, I'm going to do one more and then I think we're good. Why do people hate when someone says it's about perspective? Because I think perspective is, oh, I don't know. Fuck. Let's read this email. Okay, this is from John. Not Johnny, John. Subject line, Geck Travels. Lyle, I hope this message receives you well. I like the new Geckmail platform. Thank you, John. I'm currently listening to your new Geckmail, and it sounds like you're starting to do travel streaming. I'm looking forward to hearing about and seeing your new adventures. Yes, I will be streaming live on twitch.tv/LyleForever, walking through rural Japan. I just moved to Arizona about a year ago, and I camp/travel a lot around the state. If you're getting into streaming adventure stuff and you're in Arizona, I have a lot of cool spots and places to suggest. I've been listening for a few years now, and I like the way your platform has evolved. Good luck to you on continued success. Thank you, John. You're a sweet man, John. Good guy. You're a good guy, John. John's a good guy. All right. This is the final email. All right. This is from IG. Subject line: Hi, Lyle, and it just says, "Can you do a gecko impression?" I think, do geckos make a sound? I think they go like this. Ah! Ah! All right. All right. This is, well, that was it. This was a podcast. You know what? Listen, I think this was a little bit of an unhinged. I don't know. Maybe I'm being too self-critical or whatever. But okay, look, I've released at least 300 something of these podcasts. This is just one, and we tried it, and I think this was. You know what? I had fun. I had fun reading these emails, talking to people, living life. I drank too much coffee today. That's the problem. There's an optimal amount of coffee to drink, and I went a little over that, and I'm suffering for it. Not suffering, but we drank a little too much coffee today. There's worse things to do, you could do heroin and die. But even that is not that bad, because human life, as we've established, is worth objectively as much as a chicken. Yeah, I mean, an ant and a human are basically the same size if you zoom out long enough. So use that as a reason either to never kill ants or to kill a lot of them. Okay, go to twitch.tv/LyleForever. At some point next week, I'll be live streaming myself walking with Sensei Martian through rural Japan. I don't have any details on this yet, or actually I do, but I'm kind of keeping it a secret. But if you live in New York City in mid-March, I am putting on an art gallery. That's all I have to say about it for right now. But if you live in New York City, I will be putting on an art gallery in Brooklyn, New York in mid-March. I think next week I'll have more details about it. But it's the thing I am the most excited about in my life right now. So I'm very looking forward to giving you guys more details about it. But anyway, all right, that was Geckmail. I felt a little weird about it, but hopefully you enjoyed it. And if you're still listening right now, I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Be well, and see you around the universe. Okay, bye.